Hi again, guys. Well, we're back for another video newsletter. This one's going to be on a couple different products or issues that we've had come up. First one is artwork. We get a lot of requests. Well, how do you get artwork? What do you do with artwork? How do you find it? And in the past, we've talked about going to Google and then typing in whatever you're looking for. Let's say it's a sailboat, and go to images and then be able to find what you want there. But there's another great source that we've come across that I've known for a while. I just keep forgetting to tell you guys about it. If you go to Google or Bing or any search engine and you type in free coloring book pages or something like free coloring books, then what will happen is you'll get tons of different sites where you can actually go on and you can print out coloring book pages. So animals and landscape scenes, just all kinds of different things. As a matter of fact, I've got a couple signs here of stuff that I got off of coloring book pages to give you an idea. So if, let's take this one. Here's one that I've been working on. And I'm going to do a kind of a before and after. I've got this laid out, but I'm going to carve it after we get done here. I'm going to carve it, come back and show you what it looks like when it's all done. But anyway, this is a little fox that I found on a free coloring book, and I'll get in there so you can see it. And then what I did was, it was kind of small, so I blew it up, made it the size I wanted. Then what I did was I just put some tape on there and I taped it. I used carbon paper, and this, when I refer to carbon paper process, this is what I'm talking about. This is just a piece of carbon paper. I slid it under there, and then I drew over it with a pen or a pencil so that now I've got that image right on the board, and I've got a perfect line to follow. Okay, so, and one of the things about these pages like this, you can just pick and choose the lines you want. If there's too many lines or it gets too muddled, sometimes I'll leave some lines out just so I know it's going to come out and be nice and clear. So that's one example. Another one that I'm doing, that I'm working on, and I'll show you this before and after also. This is another sign that I'm working on for a customer, a Christmas gift. So again, I just found that kitty cat. I found that on a free coloring book page, and I did exactly the same process. I just put the carbon paper. Now, after you get done with the carbon paper, underneath there, drawing it, if it's not dark enough, just go over it again. You can take this off and just go over it again with a pencil or a pen, just to darken up that line so that when you're carving it, you can see that line. So that's pretty much it, you guys. That's just a simple way to get artwork on your board, and a great source for you, again, is those free coloring book pages. So just go to Google or Bing or a search engine, and you can find tons of places for free coloring books. Okay, you guys, the next issue that we've come across, that some of my students have come across a while back, not too that long ago, I did a whole video based on these panel boards that we've been using. And some of the issues that we've come across, that some of our customers and students have come across also, is that, oh, thank you, Dad, appreciate that, is what will happen on some of these panel boards, and hopefully you can get this on camera, Dad. You end up with maybe some warpage, and you might get some variation and cupping or warpage on these panel boards. And you see they're not real thick. They tend to be a little bit thin. So the way we've decided to solve that problem, all I did was I just got some 1/2-inch birch plywood, and I just skinned the back of the sign with this birch plywood. Now I used glue, Gorilla Glue, and screws. I used like 1-inch screws and went in from the back so it didn't hit the front. And then I don't know if you're going to be able to see the edge of this, but you can see that this is my panel board, this is my plywood, and it makes it nice and thick. So it gives it a really nice thick look. Now when this is all done, you'll see, I'll come back after this is all done. This will all be black. So this will all be blended in. So, you know, that won't show there. That'll be nice and clean looking. And it gives a nice look to the sign, nice heavy look to the sign. It's still fairly inexpensive because that 1/2-inch birch plywood is fairly cheap. and the panel board really isn't that expensive. So the several different reasons that we do this, the biggest one is to keep it from cupping or warping. The second reason is these laminations, the glue lams in here, to keep them from ever coming apart, if you're backed by that 1/2-inch birch plywood, they won't ever delaminate. So once this is nice and finished and sealed up, then it's going to be a nice looking sign and have a nice thickness to it. And this is going to have a nice finish on it. It's going to look really good. So you guys will see that when I get back. And I did the same thing actually on this one. This is the same deal. So you won't have, it's nice and flat and straight. You won't have any cuppage and it'll stay straight. That 1/2-inch plywood, that stuff's not going to bend on you. So anyway, that's another tip for you. If you're using this panel board and it's starting to cup on you or warp on you, that'll be a good tip. So now what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and carve these signs and we'll come back and show you what they look like when they're all done. Hey guys, okay, I'm back. So we got to wrap this up because we're running out of time. So here's that Fat Boy cat sign. Just wanted to show you that and show you how it came out. And then that edge, you can see how nice that edge came out there. And then the back of the sign came out pretty well. So it's got a finish on it. This one's actually ready to ship. So there's maybe a close-up on that cat. And then we got this Foxwood Cellar sign. So that's how that one came out. Again, nice finished edge. You can see how it came out nice and sealed up. Now there is a couple real quick things I want to talk about. On an earlier video, I was using a little label on the back of here. Birch Robbins stopped by the other day and he reminded me. I'm now using a rubber stamp. So when you guys are putting your name on the back of the sign, a rubber stamp works much, much better than those little labels. One other thing, when I'm carving that artwork like that, what I do is I post this up in front of where I'm carving. So I actually tape it as I'm carving the sign, and I can really look at it, because sometimes when you draw those pencil lines, you might lose or kind of wonder where that line is. So I just tape my artwork, my original artwork up, and I'm looking at it as I'm carving, just to make sure you get all your details. So I guess that's about it. We're going to make another video here in a few minutes. We've got a really neat announcement coming up. So stay tuned, and we will see you in a little while. Thanks. Bye.